You've chosen this video, so I hope you'll watch it all the way through. Don't miss out on today's 16 big Chelsea stories. So if you're a true Chelsea fan, subscribe now so you don't miss a single news story from Stamford Bridge. If I reach 300 likes, I'll give you even more, 20 or even 30. Because by liking this video, I'm even more motivated to bring you as much news as possible and as interesting as possible. And I wish you a happy watching and a happy Tuesday.
This news is chilling. Two Chelsea legends, Eden Hazard and Cesc Fabregas, have officially been nominated for the 2025 Premier League Hall of Fame. Let me ask you, who doesn't miss seeing Hazard in full swing at Stamford Bridge? His dribbles, his solo goal against Arsenal, those were iconic moments, right? And Fabregas, well, don't ask. His passing vision is world-class. His chip passes, his deadly through balls, they make Chelsea strikers like Diego Costa just tap in. But what's surprising is, why are they only now nominated? They should have been there a long time ago. Many fans say it's too late, but better late than never. Who do you think deserves to be inducted into the Hall of Fame first, Hazard or Fabregas?
Oh dear, more bad news for Chelsea. Just starting the new season, Dario Caicedo is injured while playing for Portugal's U21 national team. He reportedly suffered a right thigh muscle problem, leading to his withdrawal and official unavailability. Caicedo had just been signed from Sporting CP for £18.5 million, supposedly to be Moyes' Caicedo's backup. He's gone down straight away. But wait, Caicedo himself is also making fans nervous. He missed his Ecuador's first match and even trained with a knee brace. Fortunately, the latest report says it was just a precautionary measure and Caicedo is ready to play against Argentina. Maresca is really being tested now, bro. Colwill has an ACL, Palmer's groin, and now Caicedo is facing the threat of Caicedo. The question is, how long can Chelsea last with these injuries?
Wow, bro, the details of Nicholas Jackson's transfer to Bayern have finally been revealed. So, according to Uli Hoeneß, Jackson's move can only be made permanent if he starts in 40 games this season. And Hoeneß himself said he won't be able to. Why? Well, obviously, bro. Bayern already has Harry Kane as their main striker. Luis Diaz is on the left wing, and Michael Olise is on the right. So where's Jackson gonna play? Plus, last season, Bayern only played 56 games in total. That means Jackson has to be a starter almost every time for that clause to be activated. Even the loan fee is unique. Chelsea paid a record £16.5 million, but it turns out €3 million was paid out of Jackson's own pockets and his agents. Crazy sacrifice, but what if he ends up just being a substitute? That's too bad, bro. Do you think Jackson can break the 40 start mark at Bayern or return to Chelsea next season?
Bro, Marc Cucurella is being used to his full potential by Spain. He's been a starter for 2 games in a row, and it looks like he's performing well. But yeah, there's a big question mark for Chelsea. Next week, they face Brentford, and after that, the schedule gets even crazier. Bayern in the Champions League and Manchester United in the Premier League. So this is where Maresca finds himself in a dilemma. Should he continue playing Cucurella or give him a rest so he doesn't drop off? Many fans say this is the perfect opportunity to try out Joel Hato to test his mental game before facing a big team. It would be great if this youngster could surprise them, wouldn't it? Do you think Maresca should rotate and give Hato a chance or continue relying on Cucurella nonstop? Chelsea officially acquired Alejandro Garnacho from Manchester United in the final seconds of the transfer window. Fans were skeptical, but Blues legend Florent Maluda immediately made a wild prediction. Garnacho could follow in Cole Palmer's footsteps at Stamford Bridge. Imagine, Palmer was initially doubted, but now he's a key player. Maluda believes that if Garnacho has the ambition and mental fortitude, he can become world-class at Chelsea. Even Paul Scholes, a United legend himself, said Garnacho could be a huge success in London.
The competition in attack is getting fiercer with Palmer, Gittins, and Nito, but Garnacho will be tested immediately against Brentford, followed by his UCL debut against Bayern. My question to you, will Garnacho be Palmer 2.0 or even Sancho 2.0?
Bro, this is absolutely insane. Chelsea are reportedly super confident they can get Mike Maignan for free next season. Can you imagine a world-class goalkeeper, Serie A champion, and France's mainstay stopper coming to Stamford Bridge without a single transfer fee? The story goes like this. Chelsea initially reached an agreement on personal terms with Maignan, but were unable to reach an agreement with Milan. In the end, Sanchez was retained, and he even became a hero at the World Club Cup with his golden glove. But apparently, Chelsea haven't moved on, bro. They can sign a pre-contract agreement in January as Maignan contract with Milan hasn't been renewed. If this is true, this would be a truly crazy transfer coup. My question is simple. Would you rather trust the rising star Sanchez, or would Chelsea take Maignan to become even more world-class between the sticks?
Bro, this is really making me nervous. Moises Caicedo suddenly appeared in a training photo with his knee tightly bandaged and in a knee support. We all know Chelsea is having an injury crisis. Palmer out, Delap out, Colwill with a serious ACL injury, Lavia and Badiashile haven't played at all. Now Caicedo too. Initially, they said it was just discomfort when he missed the Ecuador match yesterday. And the good news is, he's back in training. But what's worrying fans is this. Why is his knee already bandaged? Could it be that he forced himself to play against Argentina, even though it's a crucial qualifier? Caicedo is crucial for Chelsea, bro. Without him, the midfield would be in disarray. So now, it's just a matter of waiting. Is this just precaution, or is it going to be a major problem for this season? Do you think Chelsea should give him a rest or force him to play against Argentina?
Crazy, bro. Chelsea and Manchester City are currently hotly targeting Barcelona's young talent, João Fernandes. He's only 17 years old, but he's already being touted as La Masia's newest sensation. Barcelona clearly wants to keep him, but, you know, when big money from the Premier League comes a-knocking, the temptation can be overwhelming. João Fernandes hasn't even made his first-team debut yet, but the hype is already insane. Chelsea, they're busy buying young players for the future. City, the same. So it's clear that these two English giants are serious about their long-term projects. The question is, will Fernandes stay loyal to Barca like Gavi and Yamal, or will he choose to move to England to accelerate his career?
Manchester United apparently contacted Chelsea about Romeo Lavia's availability. Oh my! Even though the 21-year-old only joined Chelsea last season for 62 million euros. Initially, United were frantic in their search for a new midfielder on deadline day. Their main target, Carlos Baleba, failed to land. Ruben Amorim was adamant about the Brighton star, but the price was too high. Finally, United turned to other options. They tried to tempt Conor Gallagher, but Atletico turned him down. Angelo Stiller also turned him down. And what's surprising is that they approached Chelsea for Lavia. The problem is, Lavia has been unlucky with a long-term injury, missing almost 70 games. But Enzo Maresca is clearly a fan of him, so Chelsea immediately rejected him. But wait, reportedly United could return in January if Lavia is fit. The question is, will Chelsea dare to let him go to a direct rival like United? Or will Maresca fight tooth and nail to keep him?
Oh, Axel Disasi is currently in a very strange situation at Chelsea. He's reportedly training separately from the main squad, aka being placed in the bomb squad. But what's amazing is that Disasi is still determined to prove himself so he can be noticed again by Enzo Maresca. Imagine, a player worth 45 million euros is only training in a separate building, yet he still says, "I'm ready to play whenever I'm called upon." That's a very rare mentality in this era of players prone to sulking. The question is, will Maresca give him another chance? Or will Disasi continue to be a member of Chelsea's outcast team? Do you think the Saucy deserves a second chance? Or would he be better off being released in January?
Crazy, bro. Andre Santos just admitted that he turned down a crazy 70 million euro offer from Al Qadsiya. Imagine, his salary could have increased 5-fold if he moved to Saudi Arabia. But apparently, Santos immediately said no without thinking twice. The reason? Simple, bro. He still has a big dream: playing in the World Cup with Brazil. According to him, that opportunity will only open up if he continues to shine in the Premier League, not the Arab League. I really admire his mentality. Chelsea themselves were actually ready to open negotiations because the offer was so big. But Santos is adamant about holding out. And now he's fighting for a starting spot in the Maresca midfield with tough competition: Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo. Do you think Santos' decision is wise for his career, or was he foolish to turn down such a big sum?
Crazy, bro. This rumor is causing a stir. Chelsea are reportedly ready to spend 100 million to sign Aston Villa wonder kid Morgan Rogers. Just yesterday, they failed to secure Xabi Simons, and now they're immediately targeting another target. You know, Chelsea's number 10 position is very fragile. Cole Palmer's injured, and Kunku and João Felix have left permanently, and even Bonanate is only on loan and not in the Champions League squad. So it's understandable that the Blues are rushing to find a new playmaker. Now, Rogers isn't just any talent, he just won the PFA Young Player of the Year. The previous list, there's Rooney, Hazard, and even Harry Kane. But remember, there are also those whose careers have slumped, like Dele Alli. So it's not guaranteed he'll explode. The question is it worth it for Chelsea to spend 100 million on a player whose performance even many Aston Villa fans doubt? Or is this just a rumor?
Crazy, bro. Just 2 years ago, Todd Boehly made the worst decision since becoming Chelsea manager. Yep, not just the failed, expensive transfer, but the decision to fire Thomas Tuchel after just 6 games, and instead appoint Graham Potter as his replacement. Imagine, Tuchel had just led Chelsea to the Champions League title, but then he was dumped like that. Potter was good at Brighton, but Chelsea was on a different level, bro. And the result? Devastation. Chelsea slumped to 11th place, and Potter was finally fired less than 7 months later. Fans still say that was Boehly's biggest blunder, discarding a top manager for an experiment that clearly failed miserably. Chelsea only recovered somewhat when Pochettino came in. In your opinion, was Boehly's biggest blunder Tuchel leaving or signing Sterling?
Crazy, bro. Andre Santos just admitted that he turned down a crazy 70 million euro offer from Al Qadsiya. Imagine, his salary could have increased 5-fold if he moved to Saudi Arabia. But apparently, Santos immediately said no without thinking twice. The reason? Simple, bro. He still has a big dream: playing in the World Cup with Brazil. According to him, that opportunity will only open up if he continues to shine in the Premier League, not the Arab League. I really admire his mentality. Chelsea themselves were actually ready to open negotiations because the offer was so big. But Santos is adamant about holding out. And now he's fighting for a starting spot in the Maresca midfield with tough competition: Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo. Do you think Santos' decision is wise for his career, or was he foolish to turn down such a big sum?
Bro, hot news again from Stamford Bridge. Axel Disasi has finally made a decision about his future. Although the English transfer window has closed, there are still open doors in Turkey and Saudi Arabia. And reportedly, Disasi prefers the Turkish league to the Middle East. In fact, Chelsea initially hoped to get around 30 million euro if they sold the French defender, after they previously paid $45 million to Monaco. But honestly, it seems very difficult to get that price now. So if he does leave, it would be very interesting to see Disasi play in Turkey. Clubs there are currently going crazy buying players. But the question is this the right move for Disasi, or will he be relegated from the Premier League?
Raheem Sterling, huh? Apparently he hasn't even considered leaving the country, even though he's been pursued by someone from Turkey for the past few days. But Sterling says he wants to stay at Chelsea. The problem is, many fans are already frustrated. Some say if he's not used, then fine. Just put him on the bench until he rests. But on the other hand, others defend him. He has a contract, bro. As a professional player, he's fulfilling his obligations. If the club doesn't want him, just terminate his contract and pay compensation. Simple. Wow, this Sterling situation is really heating up the atmosphere at Stamford Bridge. Do you think Chelsea should be patient and bring Sterling back, or just get rid of him so he doesn't become a burden?